Zinedine Zidane, one of the best players the world has ever seen on a football pitch. Nicknamed Zizou, the Frenchman has done it all as both a player and a manager. World Cup, Champions League, La Liga, Serie A, the Ballon d'Or, you name it, this man's done it. He even has his own legendary song for all his efforts.
But the strongest of them all,
Zinedine Zidane.
Cannes, Bordeaux, Juventus and Real Madrid were all lucky enough to have him as a player and as a manager in Real Madrid's case, winning them back-to-back Champions League titles. He has now returned to Real Madrid hoping to get them back on track, but can he do it at Arsenal, a struggling club from over the years who love themselves a Frenchman? Longtime manager Arsene Wenger, club legend, just left the club last season, so I think it's time for Zidane to take control of North London. Let's get into the Arsenal or French rebuild challenge. So here are all the goals and objectives for Zinedine Zidane at Arsenal. Number 1, use an all-French starting 11. Number 2, sell all non-French players at the club. Number 3, win the Premier League, a domestic cup competition, and the Champions League, which we will play the final. Number 4, there is a 5-season time limit on this rebuild challenge. And number 5, bring the French magic to Arsenal with Zinedine Zidane at the helm. Let's get into season number 1. So for the French rebuild challenge, I reached out to you guys on the YouTube community tab, which you should all be checking out. I put some important posts on there, including this poll, which decided this rebuild challenge, and over 600 of you guys voted in the poll, and I didn't know whether to do it with Wenger or Zidane, and then in the end, you guys voted for Zidane and Real Madrid, but I've kept the Zidane aspect of it, and we're doing it with Arsenal. Let's get into it. So guys, we've arrived in season number 1 with Zinedine Zidane taking over Arsenal, as you can see in the top left-hand corner, and as you can see in the team as well, we only have 3 players that are French in this Arsenal side. We've got Lacazette up top, we've got Guendouzi in central midfield, and we have the captain who's getting on a bit now, Koscielny, 32 years of age, at centre-back. So the rest of the team, they're gonna all have to be French or be sold. And yeah, you're gonna see some club favourites being sold, let's say. A lot of players are gonna be sold, but that means a lot of French talent is gonna be bought into the squad and being invested. And of course, because we need to sell all non-French players, we're putting everyone on the transfer list that is obviously not French. So literally everyone at the club is going on the transfer list. So a lot of departures expected in season number 1, but a lot of French investment that is going to go on as well. We've got a lot to look forward to in this rebuild challenge. Let's get it underway. By the way, we have £177 million to spend in the opening window, so we're going to be a busy transfer window for Arsenal. Take a look at this. Our first offer as Zinedine Zidane. Tottenham come in for his prize French asset in Alexandre Lacazette, one of 3 French players we have at the club. He is going nowhere. I don't know what Tottenham were thinking. We're just going to block all offers. So our first signing under Zinedine Zidane at Arsenal. Talk about a big signing and a big departure all in one transfer. It is going to be Nabil Fekir, the French midfielder, 84 rated. We picked him up straight away. The 24-year-old from Olympic Lyon joins us here in North London, and we picked him up for £5 million plus the German midfielder in Mesut Ozil, someone that has had a bit of an up and down time at Arsenal. Now the German is headed off to France. He's going to Olympic Lyon. Fekir is coming the other way to the French Revolution. And we aren't messing around here, boys. Yet another signing. This time it's going to be the huge French centre-back signing in Samuel Umtiti, coming from FC Barcelona. The 24-year-old, yet again, 87 overall. We picked him up. He is joining Zinedine Zidane here at Arsenal and all the French boys. He's going to slot straight into that starting position at centre-back. And it's yet another cheeky swap deal. It was £62.3 million plus the Greek centre-back Socrates that Arsenal picked up this season. He is off to Barcelona, the Greek, and Samuel Umtiti is joining the Gunners. And so it's another big defensive signing. It is going to be Lucas Hernandez, the French left-back / centre-back, is going to join Zinedine Zidane at Arsenal and all the French lads. 83 rated, 22 years old. He's coming to North London, and it's our 3rd swap deal in a row. We picked him up for £20 million plus Granit Xhaka. He's off to Atletico Madrid. And yet again, again, I don't understand what it is with our London rivals coming after our French assets. Laurent Koscielny gets an offer from Chelsea, but yet again, another Frenchman, we're going to reject all offers for him. Chelsea, I don't know what they're doing. And the French winger Florian Thauvin from Marseille joins us here at Arsenal. The 25-year-old is a right midfielder, 84 rated, and we picked him up for £22 million, and yet again, you guessed it, it's another swap deal. The Armenian Henrik Mkhitaryan is going the other way. He's off to Marseille, but Florian Thauvin, welcome to Arsenal. So we've gone ahead and picked up our main goalkeeper for this rebuild. It is going to be Alphonse Areola, the Frenchman coming from PSG. He's 25 years old. He is on his way to Arsenal, to North London with Zinedine Zidane, our new number one, and we picked him up for £24.9 million plus the 36-year-old Petr Cech. So PSG are going to have two old goalkeepers on their hands in Buffon and Petr Cech. But Alphonse Areola, welcome to Arsenal. And we've completed the PSG double swoop. We've gone and picked up yet another centre-back to partner Umtiti and Koscielny. It is Presnel Kimpembe, the 22-year-old centre-back, is 83 overall. He comes to join Zidane over in Arsenal. And you guessed it, it's another swap deal, £27.9 million, plus the Spaniard Hector Bellerin. He is off to PSG. And we finally made our first proper player departure in this French rebuild. It is going to be the Spaniard Nacho Monreal, the left back. He is off to Manchester United for £6.4 million. The 80-rated 32-year-old is off to Old Trafford. And the French Revolution continues. We bring in a central midfield signing. It is going to be the absolute beast in FIFA 19 career mode, Houssem Ayour, the 20-year-old central midfielder. Yet again, another midfielder coming from Lyon. He is 80 overall. We picked him up. Hopefully, he can become good midfield partners with Guendouzi in there. Nice little young midfield. And you guessed it, another swap deal. It is going to be the Welshman Aaron Ramsey off to Ligue 1. Similar to Mesut Ozil and a lot of other players we've included in swap deals so far. We picked him up for £9 million. Plus Aaron Ramsey. And it's another player departure in the Egyptian Mohamed El Nene. He is off to Fenerbahce for £10.1 million. And it's back-to-back player departures. It is going to be the Bosnian Sead Kolasinac. The left back is off to West Ham, another London club. The 25-year-old departs Arsenal for £18.7 million. And the young English wonder kid from Arsenal, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, he is off to a fellow London club in Crystal Palace. The promising youngster has left for £7 million. The Englishman is off to fellow Premier League opposition. Right, we picked up the French winger from Bayern. It is going to be the 22-year-old Kingsley Coman making his way to Arsenal, joining us here at the French Revolution. He's going to be starting for us, no doubt. Let's hope he keeps fit because we picked him up for £26.8 million plus Alexander Iwobi. So the Nigerian is headed to the Bundesliga. He's off to Bayern, but welcome Kingsley Coman. And guys, we've pulled off a massive transfer here. It is going to be the Barcelona winger Ousmane Dembele. The right/left winger is going to be a makeshift striker for us this season until we can secure a proper French striker to partner Lacazette, but he is going to join us for £18.9 million. Yet again, another swap deal. It is going to be the striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang going the other way to Barcelona. He's going to join Socrates over there, but that means we get the young French winger in Ousmane Dembele. Welcome to the French Revolution here at Arsenal. And as you can see, his stats are out of this world. And Napoli have gone ahead and picked up our English striker Danny Welbeck for £10.7 million. He's going to be their number 10 at Napoli. I don't know what they're thinking over there, but they have picked up Danny Welbeck. The ex-Manchester United man is headed off to the Serie A for £10.7 million. Farewell, Danny Welbeck. And it is going to be yet another Englishman. This time, it is the young striker Eddie Nketiah. He's off to fellow Premier League opposition in Leicester City for £1.45 million. A big deadline day move. Alright, deadline day, and we've concluded business pretty much here. In the first window, we've spent £216.8 million. And we've sold $54.3 million because we did a lot of swap deals. It doesn't look like we've sold a lot of players, but in reality we have with all our swap deals. We're going to wait till January, hopefully pull off a bit of business then, hopefully get a few pre-contract signings in for next season. This is how the squad is going to look for season number 1. It's going to be a 3 at the back, Areola in goal, Hernandez, Umtiti, Kimpembe, then we have Guendouzi, Ayoa, Fekir in the midfield 3, Thorven and Coman are going to be on the wings, and it's Lacazette and Ousmane Dembele as a makeshift striker for now until we have enough money to pick up a decent French striker. But that is going to be the team going into season number 1. We'll see you in January. So we're halfway through the season with Zinedine Zidane and the French boys, and it's pretty much typical Arsenal. They're sitting in 4th, but we're only 6 points away from first position in Liverpool. We're well and truly in the title race, well and truly in the top 4 race, but it is very, very close, as there only is 11 points separating first place and 8th place, so it might go down to the wire for this one. And the first deal we make in January, it is going to be Adrien Rabiot on a pre-contract signing. He's going to be joining us at the start of season number 2. A quality pickup, definitely improved the side. The 84 rated 23-year-old will be on his way to Arsenal. And this time, it is an actual January signing. We've picked the French star from the 2018 World Cup up in January. For £20 million, it is going to be the centre-back / right-back Benjamin Pavard on his way to Arsenal from Stuttgart in the Bundesliga. No swap deal this time, just a flat $20 million for Benjamin Pavard. He is joining the French Revolution as a backup squad rotation player under Zinedine Zidane. And we've sold like our 3rd or 4th English player in a row. It is going to be Carl Jenkinson moving to Brazil. He is off to Fluminense for £1.15 million, and it's going to be yet another January defensive sale. It is going to be the Greek Mavropanos. The 21-year-old is off to Leeds United, fellow English opposition. They picked him up for £1.85 million. Farewell, Mavropanos. And Stoke City, of all clubs, have picked up Shrogdan Mustafi. The German centre-back has made his way to the Championship for £24.9 million. He is off to Stoke City. Can he do it on a wet, rainy night at Stoke? We're going to have to find out. So it is yet another January departure, another January defensive departure. It is going to be Julio Peleguezuelo. I have no idea how to pronounce his name, but the Spanish centre-back is off to Reading in the Championship. He is left for £1 million. And that is going to be all our transfer business for the first season in January. Picked up a pre-contract signing and Pavard, a backup defensive signing. Selling Jenkinson, Mavropanos, Mustafi, 28 million out, 20 million in. Decent business in January, but we'll continue on and see how the boys end up in the second half of season number 1. And it looks like Denis Suarez, Ospina, Iliev, Lichtsteiner, Azano, Medley, Bramall, and Gilmore will all be leaving the club based on their contract expiry, and we're not going to renew them because, yeah, obviously they're not French, so they are going to be departing the club in 4 months' time. They will no longer be at Arsenal. Alright, so we've reached the end of season number 1. We're going to take a look and see what happened in some competitions, and it looks like Zinedine Zidane, he's made the Europa League final straight away in his first season. We have got a game up against Chelsea coming up, which we're going to simulate the Europa League final. Pretty decent effort from Zinedine Zidane. We're going to check on how he did in the Premier League, which is probably most important. And yeah, typical Arsenal, finishing in 4th, their favourite position to finish in the Premier League. We finish behind Chelsea, Manchester United, and Liverpool, who come out on top by 1 point. Bournemouth, Cardiff, and Watford all getting relegated to the Championship. In the FA Cup, Zinedine Zidane's men got knocked out in the semi-finals to Manchester City 1-0. Oh my gosh, Zinedine Zidane is not wasting any time here at Arsenal. The French Revolution have won their first piece of domestic silverware in their first season. He's won the Carabao Cup. They ended up winning 5-4 on penalties, 2-2. What a game that would have been. But the French boys have done it. They've done it at Wembley. Pretty decent first season from Zinedine Zidane. And would you look at that, they end up getting the 1-0 win against Chelsea and Maurizio Sarri's man. Zinedine Zidane has not only finished 4th in the Premier League, but has solidified our Champions League status next season by winning the Europa League and also winning the Carabao Cup. What a debut season for Zinedine Zidane, and what a performance he got out of those French players. Alright, that is going to be it for season number 1. Say it's been a success so far. Hopefully the success can continue with the French boys onto season number 2. We're hoping for bigger and better things, and hopefully season number 2 will provide the more signings, more departures. It's going to be a wild ride. Alright, it's a new dawn, it's a new day. We're into season number 2. We're feeling good. We've got a decent squad up ahead, and as we can see, we have a pre-contract arrival of Adrien Rabiot. He's going to join us. He's going to slot straight into our midfield, and hopefully make a good partnership with Guendouzi or Fekir. But look at that, £219 million to spend. We're going to be splashing the cash on some top quality French talent this season. Zinedine Zidane had a rather successful first season. Let's hope it only goes up from here. These are the boys that are going to start this season, but obviously there's going to be a lot of new faces, a lot of departures, as well as a few players have come back from loan. But let's get stuck into the transfer business straight away. Zinedine Zidane has a crucial second transfer period to get underway. And boys, we are not messing around for season number 2. A massive improvement to our defense, a centre-back to partner Umtiti. It is going to be Raphael Varane. He is coming to the French Revolution here at Arsenal, joining us for £65.6 million plus Laurent Koscielny, the captain of Arsenal in recent years. So he is off to Real Madrid. Varane is off to North London. Welcome to the Gunners, Raphael Varane. And there he is, the 26-year-old in all his glory. What a pickup. And our first departure of season number 2, it's going to be a man coming back from loan off at Hoffenheim. Rhys Nelson has made the switch to the Serie A. He is off to Fiorentina. The 19-year-old makes the move for £12.6 million. Farewell, Rhys Nelson. So we've picked up our first backup goalkeeper. He is going to be probably our future starting keeper because he's got a higher potential than Areola. So I expect him to make the jump into our number 1. It's going to be the Fiorentina French goalkeeper, 20 years of age, Alban Lafont, now 82 rated. He makes his way to Arsenal and Zinedine Zidane's squad. And it is our second swap deal of the season. It is going to be £16.8 million plus Bernd Leno going the other way to Fiorentina. The German goalkeeper is off to the Serie A just like Rhys Nelson, but Alban Lafont makes his way to North London. We've finally found a strike partnership for Alexander Lacazette. It is going to be Anthony Martial coming from Manchester United for a massive fee of £61.6 million plus Lucas Torreira going the other way. The Uruguayan midfielder is off to Manchester United, but we've got Tony Martial. He came from France. It shouldn't be £61.6 million down the drain, but Tony Martial, now 85 rated, the 23-year-old is going to play up top. Alexander Lacazette and Martial up top. That's a juicy partnership, but welcome to North London, Anthony Martial. And it's going to be yet another massive midfield pickup. It is going to be the man from Bayern Munich, Florentin Tolisso, the ex-Olympic Lyon player, is going to become a Gooner for £49.8 million plus Hallam Chambers. So yet another swap deal going on. We love a decent swap deal in this rebuild. Florentin Tolisso has joined the French Revolution under Zinedine Zidane. What a signing. The 24-year-old comes to North London, 85 overall. Insane stats there. Going to be a welcome addition to that midfield. And the young English goalkeeper Matt Macy is off to the German league. He's off to Bochum for £720,000. And yet another young Englishman is departing the club. It is going to be Bukayo Saka, the 17-year-old winger. Is a really decent wonder kid in FIFA 19. The Englishman is off to Leeds United for £4.65 million. Zinedine Zidane won the Europa League last season, meaning that he's got a UEFA Super Cup clash up against the Champions League winners in Bayern Munich. I think this is how the lads are going to line up. Nabil Fekir is still injured with a long-term injury, so we'll just simulate and see what happens, because it's just a added extra piece of silverware that Zidane can win with the French Revolution here. The UEFA Super Cup, it's a pre-season trophy, but nonetheless still a trophy. Not one that will complete the challenge for us, but still it's a trophy. Of course, the UEFA Super Cup, a very, very decent way to get the season underway. If we do end up winning this, Thorvan gets us underway in the 39th minute, breaking the deadlock. 1-0 up. Hopefully the boys can continue on like this. Zidane has got the team running like a well-oiled machine. Are we going to hold on? Ousmane Dembele gets the second, and that is going to be 2. No, Muller gets one back, but it's only going to be a consolation. Muller halves the deficit, but goals from Thorvan, Dembele get the job done in the UEFA Super Cup. What a performance. What a victory. It is the UEFA Super Cup we win it from Bayern Munich. And Leeds United doing the double swoop on some young English Arsenal talent. It is going to be Emil Smith-Rowe, the winger that has been on loan at RB Leipzig. He is off to Leeds United for £6.7 million. The 19-year-old is headed to Leeds United, and they look like they've got a few young talents in their team that are going to help propel them, but Leeds United, they're doing some really good business. Emile Smith-Rowe farewells Arsenal and is off to Leeds United. And we spend the remainder of our transfer budget on a backup player, a squad rotation player. It is going to be Alain Saint-Maximin, the 22-year-old, heads here from OGC Nice, 81 overall. We picked him up for £26.5 million. Hopefully, he'll give a bit more depth to our squad, and the French boys can continue on with their success this season. So we get our Champions League group for the first time in the rebuild, and we're drawn in Group G. It's a rather easier group. We've got Olympique Lyon, a lot of former players that we picked up in this rebuild are from there, Leverkusen and Dinamo Zagreb. That is a tricky but okay group to pull in the Champions League. Hopefully we can get out on that on top. Alright, so we've gone in for a deadline day signing. It is going to be another squad rotation player. Jonathan Ikone comes and joins the Gunners for £25 million. The 21-year-old is a central attacker midfielder, will be a decent backup player, and also can grow to a decent potential as well. So a very decent addition to the side. We've exhausted all our transfer budget for Jonathan Ikone, a decent backup player for us. So the number 17 joins the Gunners, joins Zinedine Zidane, and the Argentine goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez is going to be departing the club for fellow Premier League side Bournemouth. He is off there for £4.6 million. A 26-year-old is off to the south coast of England, 74 rated. He is well and truly out of Arsenal. So we've reached the end of transfer deadline day in the summer transfer window. We've spent £245.3 million, a huge amount, definitely topping last season, and we've sold £29.27 million worth of players. That is the team going into season number 2. Very strong. Everyone at the club is pretty much all French except for Bielik and Willock. Yeah, hopefully the boys halfway through the season can do the job for Zidane in season number 2. We'll see you in January. Alright, so we're halfway through the second season, and Zidane finds himself top of the table come January. We are 2 points ahead of Chelsea, Spurs right behind us, and Everton as well. So it's going to be a tight title race. Wow, what a start from Zinedine Zidane and the boys. Derby County, Middlesbrough and Burnley find themselves in the relegation zone, but Arsenal top of Christmas. This would be a big result for Zidane if he stays there. And in the Carabao Cup, the boys got knocked out in round 3. Former champions last season, of course, they got knocked out 2-0 to Everton, and we end up finishing in second position. Only just they go to the Europa League. We make it. We both had 8 points, but damn, that was down to the wire. I thought we were going to finish top in that group, but no, we finished second, and we pull Barcelona, and they do it. I got no idea, but at least we made it out of the group. Arsenal, we're taking on Barcelona in the Champions League round of 16. And Willock has left the club. He has joined Bristol City. So no January business to report on. We had a quiet January. We didn't do any business, and we couldn't really do any with the 4.8 million we had. I'll wait until next season for some more big additions because we couldn't really sell anyone either. So yeah, that is going to be it for January. Let's see how the lads do in the second half of season number 2. And despite our Champions League exit in the semi-final second leg, we win the Premier League title by 7 points, 83 points. Second ever season he's won the Premier League. He's gone from 4th to 1st. What a season from Zinedine Zidane. He has gone and won the Premier League title for the first time in probably 15 years now for Arsenal. Man United, Liverpool and Chelsea round out the top 4. We go down, so you've got relegated Derby County, Middlesbrough and Aston Villa all go to the Championship. Crystal Palace and Liverpool are in the FA Cup final. Man City ended up winning the Carabao Cup 5-4 on penalties to Burnley. And we ended up getting knocked out by the eventual champions Juventus. They won the final 3-2. Cristiano Ronaldo getting the victory over his former side in Real Madrid. And we take a look at our top performers this season. Anthony Martial with 17 goals and 6 assists in 52 games. Dembele 13 goals, 9 assists. Alexandre Lacazette, definitely our top goal scorer, 28 goals and 1 assist for the French striker. Rabiot getting a decent amount of game time in there with a few decent contributions. Tolisso and Saint Maximum doing pretty well in there as well. Nabil Fekir, expecting a bit more from him, but we still got season number 3 to see him really perform. Kingsley Coman doing pretty well in there with Florian Thauvin with 6 goals. Kimpembe, Pavard, Ayor getting a decent amount of game time. Guendouzi on the fringes of the squad really, as well as Ikone, but that is going to be it for the squad. The French boys are ready for season number 3, so that is going to be for season number 2. Rather successful, I think, in my head. Hopefully we can go focus on the Champions League in season number 3, because we knocked down the Premier League. We've got a domestic cup competition. Zidane has got it all cut out for him in season number 3 to bring in even more players, even more French talent, and go after that Champions League trophy. Let's get into season number 3. We have £275 million to play with this season, so hopefully a lot of high quality, high elite French talent comes to the squad, comes to join Zinedine Zidane and the French Revolution. We already have a Community Shield match to look forward to in another pre-season trophy Zidane can get his hands on, but this season is all about the Champions League. Let's get straight into the transfer business. Alright, season 3 is well and truly up and running with a bang. It is Kylian Mbappe, the golden boy of French football, joining Zinedine Zidane. We had to have him. We needed to pick him up for season number 3. He comes for 136.5 million plus Alexandre Lacazette going the other way. Otherwise, we would have had to pay like 200+ million for him, and I wasn't willing to spend the entire budget on him. But the 92 rated striker is definitely a massive upgrade from Lacazette. He's going to partner Martial up top. The 21-year-old comes from PSG and is joining the French Revolution, and the goal to win the Champions League title this season. Kylian Mbappe is now a Gooner. Kylian Mbappe's first match is going to be in the Community Shield at Wembley against Crystal Palace, London rivals. What a way to introduce yourself to English football than lift up the Community Shield. Hopefully Kylian Mbappe in his first game. Townsend misses a penalty for Crystal Palace. Can the French boys do it for Zidane and pick up just an extra bit of silverware? Kylian Mbappe on his debut gets an opening goal 28 minutes in. What a start, what an introduction. As a Saint Maximin comes on, Thauvin gets a goal to double our lead, but Townsend halves the deficit here with 20 minutes to go now. What is going to happen in the last 10 minutes? And we're going to hold on for a 2-1 victory. Zidane gets his hand on the Community Shield as well as an Mbappe debut goal. What a way to start off the 3rd season of his reign at Arsenal here. And it's going to be yet again another massive pickup here. Paul Pogba, 90 rated now. The 27-year-old Manchester United midfield is headed to Arsenal under Zinedine Zidane. He's joined us here for £80 million plus Matteo Guendouzi. He is off to Manchester United, but Paul Pogba, he's going to slot straight into the starting 11 now. Mbappe and Paul Pogba both plus 90 overall, so great additions to the side. But Paul Pogba, he is coming to North London. And with the remaining transfer budget we have left for this season, it is going to be Valentin Rongier, the nonce midfielder coming from League One for £33 million. The 25-year-old now is a central midfielder, 84 overall. Just a little squad rotation player to fill up the numbers, and hopefully he can get some decent game time when people are injured or suspended for the French Revolution. But Rongier comes to North London. And yet again, another French midfielder, another backup midfielder comes and joins us here in season number 3. It is going to be Abdoulaye Doucouré from Watford. The French 27-year-old central defensive midfielder yet again is 84 rated. He joins us for £28 million. Yet again, another backup player. Zinedine Zidane recruits yet another backup midfielder for the French Revolution. So that is going to be it for season number 3, summer transfer deadline day. We are finished with our transfer business in this window. It's going to be yet another massive season for us. And for our Champions League group, we have pulled Bayer Leverkusen, Benfica and Dinamo Zagreb in there. So a pretty easy group. We should finish top. but let's see how the Champions League treats us in season number 3. So my prediction came true. We ended up finishing top of the Champions League, with 15 points. Benfica in there in second with 10, and then Leverkusen off to the Europa League. We are in the round of 16. We are coming up against Dynamo Kiev, the Ukrainian side. We are heading over 2 legs to see if we can defeat them in the round of 16. We're in the Carabao Cup semi-finals up against Swansea City, and our North London rivals Spurs are facing Huddersfield there, so we might get a juicy Carabao Cup clash on our hands. And then the FA Cup, we're still in round 3, and we're sitting pretty in top of the Premier League, 48 points. Man United are 9 points behind us. West Ham and Liverpool make up the top 4, meanwhile Wolves and Brighton right outside in 6th and 7th. Chelsea and Man City kind of struggling there in 8th and 9th. So no January business to report on. We didn't really have any transfer budget to do so no ins, no outs for the Arsenal French rebuild. Just as you can see right there, no business. Let's get into the second half of season 3. Alright, so we've arrived at the end of season number 3, and it's gone a bit sour for Zidane. We end up losing the title by 1 point to Manchester United. A very close title race in the end, but we end up losing it. Liverpool and Spurs finish out the top 4. Meanwhile, Man City and Chelsea both outside in 5th and 6th. Zidane not able to win the Premier League back-to-back as Sheffield Wednesday, Fulham and Leeds United all go down to the Championship. And in the FA Cup, we ended up getting knocked out in round 6 to Chelsea, our London rivals, 2-1. And Zidane ended up winning the Carabao Cup in a North London derby in the final at Wembley. It was 2-1, ended up clutching it. Zidane gets a piece of silverware for season number 3. What a victory. That would surely have solidified Zidane in Arsenal history, beating their North London rivals in the Carabao Cup final. What a win. But in the Champions League, it didn't go that great. We ended up losing the quarterfinal up against Manchester City. Yet again, English opposition. Man City won on away goals. A disappointing outing for the Zidane lads, considering they made it all the way to the semi-finals the year before. However, we have season number 4 to make the team even bigger and better, and hopefully just focusing on the Champions League. Some of our top performers, Kingsley Coman performing out of his mind here with 12 goals, 13 assists. Tolisso getting on the scoreboard as well. Pogba doing pretty well, but we scroll down to Mbappe. He was absolutely killing it. 28 goals and 9 assists for the 22-year-old, now 94 rated. Anthony Martial also doing well there. Those were our top performers of season number 3. We're going to jump straight into season number 4 and aim for that Champions League trophy. Alright, season 4 has arrived for Zidane. Let's get straight into the transfer business. We ain't gonna mess around this time. Let's see what deals we can pull off. And we have £444 million in the transfer budget. This is gonna be one fun season, and if we don't win the Champions League this season, I do not know when we will. And the Atletico Madrid winger, the Frenchman Thomas Lamar, comes and joins us here in season number 4 for the French Revolution. The 25-year-old, now 88 rated. He's an absolute gun now, and we activated his release clause for £70.9 million. Welcome to Arsenal, Thomas Lamar. And some more defensive reinforcement from Barcelona. It is going to be Clement Lenglet. I have butchered that pronunciation, but the French centre-back has joined us for £62.6 million, now 87 overall. The 26-year-old is going to be a defensive reinforcement. Hopefully, he can shore up the defence when our main players are injured or suspended, especially in the Champions League. Another Barcelona defender comes and joins us. Clement Lenglet is now under Zinedine Zidane's French Revolution. And yet again, more defensive reinforcement here for Arsenal. We've picked up Theo Hernandez under Zinedine Zidane, an ex-player he used to coach as well. He was at Real Madrid in real life, but he has come from Inter in this 4th season in career mode, signing for £24.3 million. And considering we had Lucas Hernandez, we've got to get both the brothers in this French Revolution. It's Theo and Lucas both linking up, now 23 years of age, 83 overall. Theo Hernandez is a gooner. And our biggest signing of season number 4 so far, it is going to be Tanguy Ndombele joining us here for £76.7 million. The man joins us from AC Milan in season number 4. What a pickup, the 24-year-old, 87 overall. Probably overpaid for him, but he is going to be our Kante of this team, because Kante now is 30 years of age in this career mode save, and I was kind of looking for a younger, maybe more upcoming talent, and that man was Ndombele, going on an absolute spending spree in season number 4. Ndombele, what an addition. Alright, yet another defensive pickup. Zidane prioritizing defenders this season, and it's going to be Aymeric Laporte coming from Manchester City, our fierce Premier League rivals this season. And we are going ahead and weakening them, picking up a huge French centre-back, 75.5 million for him. He's coming to Arsenal under the French Revolution. Laporte hopefully is going to shore up our defence, 89 overall now, 27 years of age. Welcome to Arsenal, Aymeric Laporte. And when you thought the signings were going to stop, you know we just had to. It is France's main man at the moment, Antoine Griezmann, a backup striker. He is coming to us for £70 million. What a pickup. He just had to be here, of course. Be a great backup striker. Antoine Griezmann, welcome to North London. Hopefully, maybe in the Champions League final, we can do a little Fortnite dance on the sideline to help us get the victory. And that is going to wrap up our summer transfer business, spending £380 million. Definitely our biggest transfer window yet, and Zidane got to splash the cash on a lot of players that will help improve our squad and definitely make us red hot favourites for the Champions League title. I mean, just take a look at this team. We surely are in the driving seat to win this title now. We got a bit more depth in the reserve, so yeah, of course, when injuries come and suspensions and that, we should be well equipped with some French talent in this Arsenal side. But what a team we have here. Obviously, Mbappe will be leading the line, and Titi, the captain. Let's just get straight into season number 4. And these are the teams in our Champions League group. They're standing in our way to the knockout rounds. It is going to be Olympique Lyon, a French team, pretty much coming up against the French team in Arsenal. Roma from Italy and Copenhagen. That is going to be Group F. Surely we can finish top in that one. Maybe finish in second. Alright, so halfway into season number 4. And we're currently sitting in second in the Premier League race. We have got Wolves right ahead of us with 2 points, sitting on top. Spurs and Liverpool right behind us. Man City and Everton right outside the top 4 there. So an interesting Premier League race, even though we don't really have to win it. We surprisingly got knocked out of the Carabao Cup quarterfinals 2-1 against Manchester United. And it looks like we progressed out of our Champions League Group F with some comfort, 15 points sitting on top. And we pull Inter Milan in the round of 16 in the Champions League. So no January transfer business to report on in season number 4. The squad is pretty much ready to take on the second half of the season, well equipped to dominate Europe hopefully and every competition. So yeah, let's get straight into the second half of season number 4 and see how the French Revolution can do. So we find ourselves in the Champions League semi-finals, AC Milan, and I decided we might as well go ahead and simulate these ones individually. It's going to be St. Maximin up top. Lenglet is going to be in the defensive line because Mbappe and Varane were a bit tired, but we go into the first leg away at the San Siro. Let's see what goes underway in Italy. Let's see how the French boys do, and Ayor gets the first goal in the 11th minute. A crucial away goal. AC Milan have a pretty decent side. Lucas Paquetá, Kovacic in there as well. Tolisso got a red card. He's going to be missing the second leg. Our French midfielder Griezmann comes on. We're going to skip it. And Pogba gets that second crucial away goal to hopefully put us in cruise control in this tie. AC Milan get nothing. We go back to London with 2 away goals. Right, so this is the team going into the second leg. Of course, Tolisso is suspended with that red card, but it should be a comfortable evening at the Emirates because we did get those 2 away goals. So hopefully the boys can go out and do the job, not do too many stupid things, and hopefully we can cruise through to the final, and that's exactly what we do. Anthony Martial coming up trumps in the 21st minute, getting us that goal. We go ahead through to the final, 3-0 on aggregate. So our Champions League final opponents are going to be the Bianconeri in Juventus. Ronaldo, of course, we're going to be facing him, an ex-player from Zinedine Zidane. He coached Ronaldo to 3 back-to-back Champions League, so it's going to be a bit of a storyline there. Hopefully Zidane can get the best over Juventus and Ronaldo, but before we head into huge Champions League final, which we will be playing, we've got an FA Cup final up against Stoke City. We had one with Chelsea as well. Stoke City love being in an FA Cup final in career mode, and especially in real life as well. So we're going to go ahead and simulate it. Obviously the lads are out, and it will just be a fun little thing. Hopefully Zidane can get more silverware on his platter in this Arsenal career mode. They've got a pretty decent squad, but Ayor gets the game underway there in the 7th minute, opening the scoring, breaching the Stoke defense. We're going to simulate it, and it ended up being 1-0. Just like in the 2011 final, Man City won 1-0 against Stoke. We get the victory over the Potters, and Zidane gets another hand on some more silverware. And there it is, the glorious FA Cup trophy. The ribbons are in red. Zidane and Mbappe in the press conference, looking as happy as ever. The FA Cup, we ended up finishing top in the Premier League, coming down to the last day. It was a very, very tight Premier League race there. Liverpool and Wolves right behind us with 79 points. We only ended up winning it by 2 in the end, which would have been a close league table. Wigan Athletic, Newcastle United and Bournemouth all relegated back to the Championship. So we have the chance to complete the treble in the Champions League final for Zidane and the Arsenal boys. Can they do it? That is a different story. So with the chance to win the treble on the horizon, we're going to take a look. Final squad report. Before we get into the final, I just feel like this is probably one of the best teams we've made with these rebuild challenges, just because France have such strong wonder kids and players at their disposal. And yeah, we've culminated all of them, most of them pretty much, into the Arsenal starting 11 here with Zinedine Zidane. He's ready for the Champions League final, and I believe this squad is ready to win it. Obviously, Mbappe now at his full potential, 95 in season number 4. This side is absolutely insane, and we're going to get straight into the Champions League final up against Juventus. Let's hope the boys can get the job done in the final. Alright, Anthony Martial is ready to get us off here at the San Siro for the Champions League final. Let's get into it. Ayor cuts it back through to Mbappe. He's given it off to Martial, and that could have been a great opening goal for the Arsenal boys. What a finish. What a volley from Martial, and it just goes wide of the post. Some warning shots from the French boys to Mbappe. We all know he's got the pace on him. Can he find it through to Ayor? And it was a comfortable save in the end for Szczesny. Dembele. Oh, beautiful one too. Mbappe's a bit of a heavy touch, but Szczesny gets a hold of it. You're kidding me. Oh no, Jimenez. Pogba off the line. And Juve still have it here. Bergwijn, he's going to skill through our defense, and Alban Lafont saves us from conceding the first there and going 1-0 down. Gonna do with a Bergwijn, whips it in. It's gonna be Jimenez just past the post. Yet again, we escape from conceding the opener. Oh, Martial's making a beautiful run. It's going to be Anthony Martial, one-on-one with Szczesny. What can he do here? Why did he shoot it with his left, man? Shoot it with your right. And that is going to be halftime. It somehow still remains 0-0. No team yet to break the deadlock. We've got it all to do in the second 45. Juventus looking dangerous. However, we are hungry for that Champions League title. Let's see what goes down in the second half. Oh, what a ball through to Ayor. Surely he's got the pace on him. Hossein Ayor, he's found Mbappe, and that was a terrible shot from him. Martial, Coman. Oh, that's a beautiful run from Mbappe. Surely now, Kylian Mbappe. Are you kidding me? Take it with your right foot yet again, but he decides to take it with his left, and another one-on-one opportunity wasted. Thomas Lamar crosses it in, and Paul Pogba. It's just gone wide against his former team as well. I thought that was in. Oh, that is a beautiful ball through to Martial. He's got the pace as well. Tony Martial, and Szczesny comes out well for the third time. Umtiti somehow gets outstrength off the ball. How has that happened? Dybala hits the post. And yet again, we nearly go 1-0 down. Umtiti somehow just got pushed off the ball with no effort whatsoever. Now we've got our subs coming on. Griezmann and Nabil Fekir. Alright, stoppage time. It's now or never. Come on. Tolisso. Griezmann finds Lamar. The Atletico Madrid connection. Come on. Lamar still got some pace on him. Griezmann can find someone in there. It's Martial! It's a 90th minute stoppage time winner from Tony Martial. What a legend! The Manchester United wonder kid comes in clutch for Arsenal at the San Siro and gets us our only goal of the match in the most important time. 93rd minute, Anthony Martial slides it into the bottom corner. When I thought all hope was lost, Griezmann comes on, links up with Lamar, and somehow, someway, Anthony with his foot on it, drilled it into the bottom right-hand corner. Less of a drill, more of a P-roller from Martial. But what a goal. A terrible, terrible game from the lads. But a last-minute goal surely gets us the Champions League trophy. 90th minute scenes here at the San Siro. And that is going to be it. We are doing it. The French rebuild challenge with Arsenal is complete with Zinedine Zidane at the helm. Anthony Martial, what a goal. Not really, but when he popped up, when we needed him most, he came in clutch, even though we spurred so many chances. But our substitutes came on and helped us, lifted us to victory. It doesn't matter how you score them. It doesn't, as long as you get the win. That is going to be it for the French Arsenal rebuild, guys. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a like. Comment down below on what rebuild challenge you want to see next. Subscribe for some more FIFA 19 career mode content. We're on our way to 10K. Follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description. I've been BCHD. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll leave you with some French Arsenal celebrations.